Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the What Are We Doing podcast. My name's Levi McCurdy, and this is episode 100 and I think 78, 179. I really don't care because I am on a high. I'm not on drugs. I swear to God I didn't take any today because I wanted to be completely sober and laser focused for what you were about to hear and experience. I have none other than Joseph Maldonado, a.k.a. Joe Exotic, a.k.a. the Tiger King himself, on the phone, live from federal prison. And when I tell you we cover everything from Carol Baskin to her husband to being in prison, the corrupt system that we call this here United States of America, and we talked about Taco Bell, and I even think there might be a chance, and I'm not even joking, that Joe Exotic will officiate me and Meg's wedding. So, we covered it all. I cannot tell you how much of an incredible experience talking to him was. We're literally now, ladies and gentlemen, I have a new best friend. And his name is Joe Exotic. Like, when you think about this podcast and the guests we've had, we've got Carlos, we've got Jeff, we've got all of our local friends who have been rocking with us for years, if not, 5, 10 plus years, right? And those guests are near and dear to my heart. We love our friends who come and help us out on episodes from time to time. And then we also have guest people like Ken Cage, and now Joe Exotic, the Tiger King himself. Just once in a lifetime, the dominoes falling into place. It is an experience that I don't think I'll ever forget. And when I started this podcast upwards of 3 years ago, and especially watching Netflix, The Tiger King, season 1, season 2, back in 2020 when we're all locked up because of the COVID-19 pandemic, I never would have fathomed that we would end up here today on the phone, live with the Tiger King himself, Joe Exotic. So please, ladies and gentlemen, give him your undivided attention. If you have never made it this far in one of my podcasts before, I promise you, you do not want to miss what comes next. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor, my privilege, I don't even know what other adjectives I can use to describe this moment in my life. I'm through the roof. Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Exotic, the Tiger King.
Hey, I'm Joe Exotic, otherwise known as the Tiger King, the gay gun cane redneck with a mullet. That's how we take care of ISIS right there, buddy.
What are we doing?
This call is from a federal prison. You will not be charged for this call.
Joe Exotic, Levi,
Hi.
how are you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Oh my gosh, I'm so good. And that's the first question I have on my sheet, asking you how you're feeling, how's life, how's your health? Let's just get into it, man. How's it going over there?
Well, it's prison, I don't know why Trump has taken so long to answer anybody. I've got the biggest voices there are out there fighting for me, but I'm holding my own, considering my prostate cancer's back out of remission, and I got cancer in my left lung, and
Damn.
And then I've got that blood disease that I was born with, so I still got to get blood transfusions every month.
Joe, it would seem as if with that and life and your current, residence, it would seem as if the cards are against you, and so what do you use, obviously, besides the thought of tigers, but what gets you through the day? We've got Jan 6 actual violent criminals out here, fully pardoned on the street. One of them lives 5 minutes from my house, Joe. So, how are you keeping your head up, man?
It was. I mean, it's difficult. Really, it really is because I was in here. There was 6 of the January Sixers in this prison with me,
Uh-huh.
and and to hear them brag about how they knocked the windows out and broke into the nation's capital, and then they just walk home. With the it gets to you. It really does.
Uh-huh.
But it's the support system that I have out there. The millions of people that write me letters from all over the world.
Right.
Is what has kept me going. And then I've got George in here. I mean, he leaves in 9 days, but I've done what I've had to do to keep my mind upright.
Yeah. Yeah. And George, are you guys are engaged? You're married now? What's that status currently?
Engaged. Yeah.
Okay.
He gets deported in 9 days, so.
Oh, they're
We'll see.
So they're not letting him out. They're letting him out to be deported.
They're taking him back to Mexico. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
And
but
see-
that's gonna be another whole fight for me. Because
Right.
he'll be out there and he'll be able
Yep.
to do live videos and interviews
Yep.
and everything else and try and get the president of Mexico's attention, Claudia. To
Yep.
see if maybe she'll help me get to Trump so I can come to Mexico since he hates everybody. And wants him out of the country anyway.
Right.
I'll be happy to hand my passport over and go to Mexico.
Yeah, for sure. So, man, let's go back. We'll hit on Trump here in a few minutes, but I want to go back to before your king status? When did you know that tigers were going to be in your life forever? Was it a young age? Like, when did you have your first interaction with an actual tiger?
Believe it or not, until 1999,
Uh-huh.
when I rescued my first 2 tigers out of Ardmore, Oklahoma, I'd never even seen a tiger in my life.
Right.
And everybody always asks me the same questions. Did you go to school to learn how to do? Who taught you how to take care of tigers? Man, I'm here to tell you. Brian, my husband, that died back in 2001.
Uh-huh.
He was in the house on hospice dying when I started building that zoo. And I rescued those first 2 tigers, a black leopard and a mountain lion, all out of one place in Ardmore, Oklahoma. And they were, skinny, sick,
Right.
very, very malnourished. But anyway, I took them back to the zoo, and we weren't even open to the public yet, so I was the only one there. And I used to lock myself in a cage with them full-grown, strange tigers
Uh-huh.
every day. And just God gave me a gift, Levi. That's all I can say, because over a period of probably 5 or 6 months, I went in there every day and I rubbed on them because they were sick, and I finally got them up to health. And one morning I go out there and here's 6 little baby tigers in their house. And from then on, people all over the United States just started calling me to come pick up tigers. I don't know
Right.
how. I don't know how it happened. It got so busy that we used 18-wheeler cattle trucks to go pick them up. We picked up so many at a time. The most I ever got at one time was 42.
And this was happening in this country. You picked up 42 tigers in the United States of America?
At one place, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
We learned a lot from the show, but I don't think I remember the fact that the
show didn't tell you
Right.
that nothing. Okay,
Yeah.
I watched the show for the first time a couple months ago, and I was
Okay.
pretty upset because
Okay.
it done nothing to help tigers.
Okay. Right.
But
This call is from a federal prison.
started rescuing them with semis, and hell, at one time I rescued over 2,000 of them, and then the public just started calling me the Tiger King, clear
Right.
back in 2006.
Okay.
Before the movie Tiger King ever came out. But
Uh-huh.
yeah, I was kind of upset that the show didn't really do anything for tigers.
Yeah, well, and I think I've heard you say in plenty of other interviews and on record before that, I think the creator of the show obviously wanted an entertainment piece, a drama piece, we've got to tune in to see what happens next kind of situation. And the fact
Well, that and he had an agenda, and that was to pass the Big Cat Safety Act. Just like he's the same producer that just did Chimp Crazy.
Ah.
And why did they put that show out? Because now they have the Primate Safety Act they want to pass.
Okay. So bigger chess moves at play, and you would probably say that you were kind of this fall guy for it all. Is that?
I consider myself, Levi, a political prisoner.
Uh-huh.
Because for 11 years I fought the Big Cat Safety Act out
Right.
there. I testified in front of the House, the Senate,
Yep.
everywhere. Okay, because it doesn't help tigers. Okay, it just doesn't. All
Right.
right, what it done was it helped Carol Baskin and it helped Dan Ash with the AZA monopolize tigers. That's what it did. All right, it didn't help save tigers. And so they had to make me look like what shocked me the worst was they made me look like this gigantic meth head.
Bad guy, right? Yeah. Right. Yeah.
You know, and they made me look crazy in order to pass this law. Then after Tiger King came out, they nicknamed it the Tiger King bill, and it worked. And it worked.
Now and speaking of your arch nemesis, Carol Baskin Robbins, I mean, she's got 32 flavors of tigers of her own. Now, I'm in the camp of believing that one of those 32 flavors is in fact her husband. What is your opinion? Where is Carol Baskin's husband today?
You know, you're never going to find him because what the tigers didn't eat
Uh-huh.
is under that septic tank. Not in it, it's under it.
Okay.
Because most people don't understand a septic tank is a great big concrete vault.
Right.
Okay?
Yep.
And she installed that septic tank the day before she reported him missing.
Ugh.
So whatever is left, it's under it. It's not in it. It's under it.
Uh-huh.
And you know, now she has pawned all of her tigers off on other sanctuaries, so she don't have to take care of tigers anymore.
Okay.
And she sold her nonprofits here about 2 months ago, $19 million. So Carol got what Carol wanted, and that was more money.
So what's so funny about nonprofits, Joe, is at the end of the day, there always seems to be someone making a profit and not the people who the nonprofit claims they're actually helping.
You know, and if you look at my YouTube videos
Uh-huh.
On Joe Exotic TV, there's one called Fraud,
Yeah.
Carol Baskin.
Uh-huh.
And I flew to Florida with my secretary, and we filed 60 counts of felony notary fraud on Carol because she used her, she had 7 nonprofits at one location.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
and she used the tigers to raise money.
Right.
Then she would buy rent houses.
Right.
And then she would sell them to her other nonprofit for $10, and her mother and her daughter would notarize the deed, which was illegal.
See, well, that was the exact word that I was just about to use. It seems a little legal to me. Seems a little.
Well, but hell, her husband's gone. She was notary fraud. She
Wow.
was predatory lending. We had it all. That's why she had to shut me up and put me in prison.
Right.
Because I was just too loud. But who is she paying off that she's never been investigated?
Well, and I mean, we know money talks, and when someone like you puts the money back into the tigers and the zoo and helping the animals, but Carol's just lining her pockets,
This
it's
call
easier
is
to
from a
pay
federal
those people,
prison.
right?
Well, the sheriff has got on world television on the internet
Right.
and stuff and admitted that will Don Lewis had was forged, right?
Right. Yep.
Okay, everybody's convinced it was forged.
Yep.
Okay, well, Carol's the one who filed it. Okay, so if it's forged, she had to be the one to forge it, to
Right.
file it.
Right.
Okay, why has she not been indicted for that?
Right. At its minimum, right? It should be a misdemeanor or even federal offense at that point too.
You know, and then who the hell puts in case of my disappearance in the first sentence of your will?
Right? Yes, of course. There's too many. Yeah, there's too many red flags that would lead anyone out there, me, yourself, just the average human being, to say, why is Joe in jail and not Carol? Like,
But everybody always asks me, this fight between me and Carol.
Yeah.
I don't hold as much animosity against Carol as I do Jeff Lowe. If I'd have never met Jeff Lowe,
Aha.
I wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't be here today.
the other piece of the puzzle. So I would venture to say, and if I had, gun to my head, I would venture to say that he is more the Carol Baskin of the Tiger King show than Carol Baskin was, right?
Oh,
he stole it
definitely.
from you. He lied. They're under perjury. We've got evidence now that puts them at the top of the list, but they're still what? They're out there running around with baby tigers and suitcases.
Why is that?
I-
You know, they got on not only Netflix on Tiger King 2 and
Yeah.
all admitted to perjury.
Right.
Alan Glover admitted that they were going to kill me to start with. Okay. Why am I still here, Levi? I don't get it.
Man, look, we went through something personal with my fiance's dad, and long story short, the man made a 100% legal U-turn, but because two hotshot cops were going 100 miles an hour down the highway, they slammed into the back of his tractor trailer, ended up in the hospital, and now he's a federal felon. He's got a federal felony. He can't go anywhere. He's on probation because he did the right thing, but because it was state police, we need someone to blame because they won't pay out insurance money for the hospital stay. So
Right.
we fully understand here the corruptness, the whatever conspiracy theory, whatever term you want to use for how the government and the legal system works when it comes to the people who seemingly do the right thing, and those of us who are like you and me, but end up, with the short end of the stick.
Between Dana White, Joe Rogan,
Yep.
Matt Gaetz,
Yep.
Don Jr., why is none of their voices helping? What is wrong? Why Trump won't help me?
Yeah, and I think so. Well, and that leads me to, and my God, it's almost as if you have my notes in front of you, but that leads me right into my next one. That plan, the pardon, the Joe Rogan, the getting you out. Where are we at on that? Where does that stand? Have you talked to your lawyers as of like right now today? Has anyone from Rogan or Trump's team or Trump Jr. reached out to you directly, or how's that plan
Nobody.
moving along?
Nobody.
Nobody.
Joe Rogan did his 2 Christmas
Yep.
episodes talking about me.
Yep.
I did Matt Gaetz' show. He reached out to me, and I did his show.
Okay.
And who the hell is closer to Trump than Matt Gaetz?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, or Don Jr. Don
Right.
Jr. advocated for me a pardon, and I just don't understand. So I'm hoping that now that he appointed Alice Johnson as the pardon czar,
Okay.
I'm really praying that maybe my people. I just emailed a letter to her yesterday for my people to publish. And I'm hoping that after she spent 31 years in prison and Trump pardoned her and then made her the pardon czar, maybe she will look at my evidence and say, hey, look, President Trump, this man, these people admitted they lied,
Yeah, and that's God. I can only imagine. I can only imagine someone like you just wanting to bang their head against the wall every single day because
it's crazy.
Because what exactly is what are you in jail for? What did they quote unquote get? Like, why are you there? Like, what's the crime you quote unquote committed? Ladies and gentlemen, this episode of the What Are We Doing podcast is brought to you by Blue Chew. Listen, if you're like Joe Exotic and you're in prison with your new husband, you may or may not speaking for Joe, but just saying, things in the bedroom happen, okay? Whether it's nerves, whether it's a medical condition, whether it's the other medication they're giving you for your various cancer treatments, much like Mr. Exotic, okay? We've got you covered with our friends at Blue Chew. All you need to do is pop one of these delicious little blue chewable tablets and you and your loved one will be good to go. You'll be rip-roaring and ready to have fun just like a tiger all night long. So if you want to be a tiger in the bedroom, whether it's for your girlfriend, your wife, your husband, your fiance, I don't care what you identify as, Blue Chew will work for you. And we want to give it to you for free. That's right. We're breaking it down. We called our friends at Blue Chew. We said, hey, listen, we're talking to Joe Exotic. He's in prison. They're like, we can't even talk to Joe Exotic, Levi. How are you talking to Joe Exotic through prison? Because I'm Levi.
What are we doing?
And I'm like, hey, listen, we got to get a free promo going for this Joe Exotic episode. And they're like, okay, Levi, bet, no problem. So all I need you to do is go down to the link below or go to wadpod.com/blue, WAWD.com/blue, and you're going to get your first order for free. You're going to get $20 off your first shipment. You're only going to pay $5 for shipping. $5 for some of the best sex you've had in your life.
What are we doing?
And I'll be honest with you, I'm pretty sure I just checked my account. I've got a credit and I've got to go order myself some more because Megs will testify there's a reason we're going to Mexico to get married because, regular sex here in the bed, meh. But if you've got Blue Chew, if you've got a Mexican resort, and if you've got Joe Exotic officiating your wedding, then it's a triple hit slam dunk.
What are we doing?
So go to wadpod.com/blue. Visit our friends at Blue Chew today. Blue Chew has the same active ingredients as Cialis and Viagra and will help you not only last longer, stay harder, get harder quicker, and satisfy your partner when the deed needs done. You got to go to bluechew.com and check them out today. And when you're ready for that free order, you're going to go to wadpod.com/blue, click the link below in the description and get started today. Your fiance is going to love you. Your boyfriend's going to love you. And it's going to be some of the greatest and wildest tiger loving sex you've ever had in your life with your partner because it's Blue Chew and we want you to do it. Back to the show.
What are we doing?
Okay, so I'm in here for murder for hire, okay? Because they took Alan Glover's word on the stand,
Right.
okay, of someone that I couldn't stand. I mean, we hated each other,
Right.
okay? And then the jury, he just got the jury to believe that I gave him $3,000 to go all the way to Florida and kill somebody and come back.
Right. Which is
Okay. Then I'm in prison doing hard time for health certificates that my vet and my vet secretary screwed up.
okay.
When they filled them out, they marked the wrong box, but I'm the one in prison for it. I wasn't even in the state. John Rinke, my manager with no legs,
Right.
him and the vet did those health certificates, but I'm the one that got blamed for them. And they're not even, what's crazy, Levi, is they're not even made out to Joe Survival or, Joe Maldonado.
Uh-huh.
They're made out to the GW Exotic Animal Park, which Jeff owned at the time.
Which
I
Jeff
didn't even know. I didn't even own the zoo. Okay, so that's the Lacey Act, where they got me for violating the Lacey Act. Okay. Then the receipts that they said that I frauded selling baby tigers. Okay, and on December the 17th of 2017, my inspector, Debbie Cunningham, came to the zoo and inspected me, and I had a stack of transfer forms, okay, where we had transferred baby tigers and stuff to other zoos. Well, she come and she goes, do me a favor so there's never any question, write donate across the top of these. Okay, well, I mean, she's the law, she's the lady with the badge, so I did what she said, and those are the only receipts that they charged me with forging, because they said that I wrote donated on there when they were actually sales.
Right.
Okay, and then come trial time, guess who couldn't be found for subpoena?
Right.
A federal employee, a federal inspector could not be found according to my public defenders. Okay, so I didn't get her to testify. And then I put those 5 tigers to sleep.
Right.
All right. Well, they didn't charge me with animal cruelty or animal abuse or anything else. What they charged me with was taking 5 endangered species without a permit, like I went hunting or something, But for 23 years, I never needed a permit to euthanize an endangered species until they needed to put me in prison.
Until someone wanted to make us think about it. Right. So it sounds. I mean, it sounds like it sounds like the perfect case that you should be winning. But
you would think, but man, I can't get around this judge. this judge in Oklahoma City is a corrupt motherfucker.
Well, and you know what, Joe? Just back to my father-in-law's case. That's exactly what his lawyer told him. He said, if the judge on your case is X, Y, and Z, we're good to go. If it's that
Yeah.
other judge I know, oh, you're going to jail, baby girl. So
Isn't that crazy?
it's this very interesting system where it's paperwork, and you can just write anything on a piece of paper, and now you're forging a document in prison for the rest of your life.
That is where our system is broken,
Yeah.
because the judges are appointed by the presidents instead of elected by the people.
Right.
And so if you did something wrong and you got a Democrat judge, and I did something wrong and I did the exact same thing and I got a Republican judge,
Two different
I'm going down for twice as much time as you are.
Right. All right, man. So I've got a few off-the-wall random fun questions for you.
Okay.
First of all, it's a bit of a request, and I know it's a long shot, but if we can make this happen, I'm thinking it'll be fun for everybody. So you had mentioned that in a little over a week, George is getting deported back to Mexico, right?
Yes, sir.
So in July, here in about 6-ish months, my fiance Megs and I were actually traveling to Mexico and getting married. Just a small thing, just like 10 people. I'm wondering, we don't have an officiant. So if we can get you out of jail and to Mexico by the time July 21st rolls around, would you be willing to...
You know, I'm an ordained minister, and I would be honored to marry you.
All right. Well, then we've got a presidential pardon that needs to be signed here in the next few months, because we need an officiant. And I feel like after this call, after our first round, I texted my fiance. I said, I love talking to this guy. We're going to be friends. This isn't the last time you and I are going to talk on the phone, let alone in person. So all good news here. So if you're down to officiate the wedding, we'll...
You bet your ass I will.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, she's gonna be ecstatic.
Now, let me ask you,
This call is from a federal prison.
why are you doing it in Mexico?
Well, we're part of the millennial generation. We don't have too many friends. The relationship with the parents are a little rocky, and so I'm also in the wedding industry. I DJ weddings every weekend. And so I know how much weddings cost here in the States. I know the ins and outs of it. Most of it's trauma and stress and a headache. So for us to just get our closest friends and family on the beach where we love the resort we're going to, and we're just going to make it quick, simple, because we don't need the whole $50,000 experience that everyone else has here,
Yeah, when I get out of here, whether I get a pardon or I have to serve my whole time, whatever, when I get out of here, I want to get me and George a house in Cozumel. I want to leave America no matter what.
Oh, Joe, we're on our way out. As soon as I can get the cash and capital, we're considering Mexico as the country, potentially a few others, but Megs and I we're 1 foot out the door in the United States. It's crazy. What is your go-to Taco Bell order?
My what?
Your go-to Taco Bell order. Do you eat Taco Bell?
I love Taco Bell.
Yeah.
The six pack of those Dorito tacos. The cheese Dorito tacos.
Yes. Yeah, they started selling those in the grocery stores, and now they've taken them away. So it's essentially my lifeline, and I'm kind of going a little crazy over here. But
wow.
The Doritos Locos for sure. And then another off the wall question I just saw for you, man. Are you now in the crypto space?
I don't understand the crypto thing a whole lot, and the two cryptocurrencies that people had did for me when I first got arrested, everybody made money and I got screwed over.
Yes, usually how it goes. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's not a thing for me. When I get out of here, my goal is to I want to do a concert tour.
Okay.
And now that I have George, who speaks nothing but Spanish, I want to do a crossover tour because Selena was my hero, and I want to do a Mexican concert. And George can sing really good, so I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be amazing. I just got to get out of here.
Yeah, no, I mean, dude, we're a fan of your music as well. Is there like a collab, you and George coming soon, hopefully?
When he makes it on his feet in Mexico, I'm hoping to find him an agent so that way he can do interviews
Yep.
and start making some noise with the Hispanic community
Yep.
to try and get me out of here. I don't know what it's going to take, man. I really don't. I don't understand President Trump at all.
Right.
They will bend over backwards. The same way with Biden, they'll bend over backwards. They'll trade $6 billion. They'll trade the world's most dangerous arms dealer for a basketball player.
Yep.
But why do they not care about innocent people in America?
Well, I'm in the middle. I'm not on the left. I'm not on the right. So I'm kind of just a headline reader. And what it seems to me is like with every extreme that Trump is doing, there's a back end of ridiculousness. So we're getting rid of the entire Department of Education and abolishing the IRS. But at the other end of the spectrum, plastic straws are back. No more paper straws because Trump hates them.
Yeah.
And so to pardon Jan 6 people, but not you, and vice versa, and even Trump's own words when he pardoned the Jan 6 people were like, yeah, well, there's murderers who aren't in jail every day. So here we still are with our man Joe's.
And then he pardoned Ross because he promised the Libertarians that he would, if they would vote for him, he would pardon them. Everything's done on favors. I have nothing to offer the man.
Right.
Other than I'll take my Mexican family and I'll leave America. You won't even have to pay to deport them. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And so what's that like for you, man? The first 24, 48 hours out of prison. What are you doing?
Well, the first thing I have to do is go get my IDs.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be able to do anything without a driver's license or a passport.
Of course.
So that's going to be my first thing. And really, if I stay in America, which I really don't see that happening because I don't think I'll get George back in America legally.
True.
The main thing that I want to testify in front of Congress about what goes on inside a federal prison.
Yeah.
Because they have no idea whatsoever. Because if they did, they would make sure that half these people went home. Because this is a junior college for drug addicts.
So assuming it's not all rainbows and sunshine over there.
Oh, it's crazy.
Okay. All right. And so drugs are just flowing in and out of the prison. Is it like what we see on TV? The guards are corrupt. There's deals happening.
Hey, look, it's 10 times worse. If I would have not been here, I'd have called you a liar.
Right.
You ever watched the movie Orange Is the New Black?
Yes.
That ain't even close to what really goes on there.
Right. And
they just arrested 2 yesterday in Colorado at the federal prison for potato launching $200,000 worth of drugs over the fence.
The drugs over the walls. I did see your post about that, and nothing's done about that, is it?
This call is from a federal prison.
And I promise you, they'll get less time than I did.
All right. Well, and that's God, it just goes back to the corrupt system we live in.
You know what's disgusting is I see it every day. The pedophiles and child molesters, 3 to 5 years. That's all they get.
Right. And with good behavior, they're out in a year and a half.
And I didn't do shit to nobody, and I got 21.
Right. You were just accused of loving animals and doing the best.
Ross that got pardoned, he had 3 murder for hires and a life sentence with no parole, and Trump let him out.
Right. So then if we're doing that for him, we must do it for you. Listen, Joe Exotic, I appreciate your time. I appreciate you calling me. This, like I said, this will not be the last time we speak. I fully consider you a friend, and I'm going to do everything on my end to push these clips, the episode, my word, even though it doesn't mean much, but to get you
Levi,
to Mexico.
send your link to my people that run my social media so they can help you get it out there. Tell your fiance that, hey, I'm there. I will be honored to marry you too.
Beautiful.
I got to get out of here, man. But tell her that I send my love.
Incredible.
And I appreciate your help. I really do.
I love it, Joe. Thank you so much. Keep your head up. Stay healthy. And I hope to physically shake your hand one day very soon.
I hope so. Tell everybody to get on JoeExoticOfficial.com. Look at the evidence link. That's where all the videos of them admitting to perjury is. And that's what I got to get Trump to see.
Yep. Okay. That's
Okay?
it.
All right, me and George send our
JoeExotic.com.
love. Thank you.
Love you, sir.
All right, bye.
And there you have it, folks. I mean, that's pretty much it. That is our conversation with Joe Exotic, the Tiger King himself. I mean, woo! We're basically best friends. The fact that he not only loves, but is obsessed with the Locos Doritos taco shells from Taco Bell. Now, hopefully, his Mexican husband gets him on a kick of like real tacos versus Taco Bell's. But when it comes down to it, Joe Exotic and I, basically the same person.
What are we doing?
And it's crazy. It's crazy to know and see the quote unquote corrupt governmentness. I mean, just to hear his story and essentially, presumably, not have any evidence against him, and with everyone else on the other side lying under oath, perjury, evidence from them, not showing up to court to testify, has all resulted in this man who clearly only ever wanted to do right by, love, and protect the tigers in his park. And they ended up painting him as a target and inevitably putting him in jail for what may be the rest of his life. So we cannot thank Joe enough for this experience. We cannot thank him enough for taking time out of, I'm sure, what is a busy day and talking to us here at the What Are We Doing podcast. Like I said, when he was on the phone, we're not done with Joe Exotic. We might make this a monthly bit. It might be a weekly thing. I don't know yet, but this will not be the last time you hear from me and Joe. And by God, let me just put this out there now. If they are listening, the powers that be, Donald Trump, if we are letting people out for the Jan 6 riots, people with rap sheets, felons, murderers, people who committed serious crimes have been pardoned for their acts in Jan 6, which there's direct evidence of. So when you have zero evidence for Mr. Joe Exotic, where's his pardon? Whether you believe the system is corrupt or not, whether you believe Joe is telling the truth or the evidence, or Carol Baskin, whether she killed her husband, where's the body, Carol?
What are we doing?
It is what it is at the end of the day, and the only thing we can do is continue to help make Joe's message louder, brighter, and just in the face of the American, as well as other countries, but mostly the American people, to know that Joe is not only innocent, but he wants you to know that he has always been innocent and always will have the right thing and the right attitude. When it comes to the tigers and the animals and the quote unquote abuse and the murder for hire, so it's a wild ride. So you heard him at the end of the interview. If you want to learn more about Joe Exotic, who he is, the case, everything against him, you can go to JoeExoticOfficial.com and click on the link there and read everything you need to know about why Jeff Lowe and everyone else involved in the Tiger King series is essentially the bad guy. And Joe, the one good guy out of the group, is the one serving time. What a wild ride. What a wild ride that this has been. Ladies and gentlemen, my name's Levi McCurdy. Thank you so much for rocking with me this week. You never know what's going to happen. You never know what's going to happen next week. I might have a whole episode planned, or we might be talking to someone else who's in prison. I don't know, dude. I got to go watch the Netflix documentary on Gabby Petito because I think Brian Laundrie still might be alive. We'll catch you next week, folks. Peace out, everybody.
What are we doing?